The truth, the absolute truth, nothing but the truth about raising your vibration. So maybe you're trying to manifest your ex back. Maybe you're trying to manifest a career, a new job, a change in life. Maybe you've been trying to manifest these things for a while and they just aren't materializing, and you've been told you need to raise your vibration. Maybe you are just feeling really low vibe and you can't get out of it, and that just perpetuates because you're thinking, well, I'm in a low vibration, there's no way anything good is going to come to me. And then you're also told that you are going to manifest what you are, so in a low vibration you're just going to manifest more of that. And whilst there are elements of truth to all of this, it is also not the absolute truth. There is another way. So whatever your scenario, if you would like to know how to remain high vibe when you're actually feeling low vibe, then this is the video for you. Because let me let you into a little secret, or it's not a secret at all, actually. Life is always going to be like this, and I know I do this a lot, but it's just because it's true. Existence is polarities. Without distinction, you can't know anything. So firstly, we want to be clear about what we actually mean by being high vibe all the time, being high vibrational, because actually these ups and downs are always going to happen. So in actual fact, it's not stopping those. We can't stop those, and we wouldn't want to stop those, even if we think that we would want to. Actually, we wouldn't want to, because that is why we're here, that is life. It's not that we want to stop them, but we want to be able to see the positives. We want to rise above them, and there is a way to do this, which I'm going to talk about. So when it comes to raising our vibration, the way I see it is there are two kind of ways we can go about doing this. One of them is what a lot of the other videos will focus on, and I will do a video on this, which I will link up here. But in this video, I want to focus on another way, something else, which is how I manage to remain calm despite going through a storm. It's the best way to describe it. So for the past couple of weeks, I would actually be what we would call not high vibe. I've been lacking in energy, I've been very unmotivated, I've not really felt like doing much at all. I was blaming the weather, and then it got sunny, so I couldn't blame the weather anymore. It's probably for a lot of reasons, probably because I've been overdoing things, and also like I'm still going through the grief process after losing my father so recently. So there's a lot of things like that that are probably playing out. But the difference is, as someone who has suffered from depression, and I can see the symptoms I'm experiencing now, and they are very much like those I would have when I was depressed, but there is a vast difference now. I feel like I am remaining high vibe despite all of this. And this is entirely possible, and I want to explain why and how in this video. That is the whole purpose of this video. So if we look at the vibrational frequency chart, I'm just going to look at it on my phone here so that I've got a point of reference. You'll have it up here. So you might look at this pyramid and see the things here as steps. So you go from shame to guilt to apathy, and it's like taking a step up. But I want us to think of it as a little bit different to that. I want you to think of it as an onion, more like layers. So every one of these emotions is a layer, and rather than sort of stepping up or stepping down, whichever way you wish to look at it, it's more like peeling off a layer. And what that actually means is underneath everything, you've got the emotion, the vibration that you actually want. So once you peel back all these layers of shame and guilt and apathy and grief, you have peace, joy, love underneath that. It's not that we have to move up through these to get there. The peace, the joy, and the love are always there. They are always at our core. They are always within us. Okay? So if they are always within us, and it's not somewhere we have to get to, it's just somewhere we have to fall back into, then it is perfectly possible to live from this place of joy and peace and love while still experiencing the lower vibrations around us. And yes, of course, without those lower vibrations around us, we will generally be much higher vibe. But as we said earlier, it's not possible to always be there. If we're in this 3D existence, we are always going to be doing this. We're always going to be facing emotions and challenges, energy and motion. Emotions will always be there, but it's how we ride them. So the Bhagavad Gita talks about action in inaction and inaction in action. And I feel like this perfectly sums up what I am trying to talk about in this video. The easiest example for action in inaction is if you think of someone meditating. So physically, from the outside perspective, it looks to be like there is no action going on there. They're perfectly still, nothing's moving. And yet, however, there could be an awful lot going on inside. There could be an awful lot of action going on within that inaction. The mind could be going round and round. They could be anywhere, but actually where they are. So that's action in inaction. And then we have inaction in action. And this is what we're talking about with that core of peace, that core of stillness, that core of love and joy and bliss. That is there present when we're doing everything else. So this is inaction in action. So you can be doing something like filming a video, doing the gardening, doing the washing up. There is action going on there, but actually it is possible for there to be inaction going on within that action. If you're still inside, if you are peaceful inside, if you are present, then there is peace and stillness within that action. And this comes back to what I spoke about last week, which is presence. And when you're present, there is no duality. And when there's no duality, there is peace. There just is. So how does all of this relate to raising our vibration? Like I said, there are two ways we can go about this. We can do the shadow work and we can work through and up the pyramid, peeling back those layers. But at the same time, if we can couple that with presence, with spending more time in the eye of the storm, with everything else going on around us, if we can spend time as the observer, as the witness, we will be high vibration. We will be viewing everything else from a high vibrational point. And that high vibrational point is where we are. That is always where we are. It just depends on our distribution of energy. So if we've got more of our energy distributed towards the shame, towards the guilt, then we are taking our energy away from the core. We're moving it outwards. And then what perpetuates? The shame and the guilt and all of that. And of course, this isn't to say that we don't have to go out and do that work, do that shadow work, but it can be done from your core. If it's done from a place of stillness, if it's done from a place of peace, it is done so much quicker. And so it really does come down to, how do we cultivate presence? How do we be more and more present in every moment? And there are many different ways we can do this. It will be different for everyone, but anything which grounds you in that moment, anything which involves fun. When you're having fun, you bet you're going to be present in that moment. Battery went flat, so I've lost my train of thought a little bit. So how do we actually remain present? The way I spoke about recently, one of the most effective ways is to begin observing your thoughts. This is just a really simple way to begin to detach from everything that's going on. And we have to detach in order to then retach, in order to encompass everything. So what I'm talking about really is a shift in perspective. The way I view it is, it's not so much that we are raising our vibration, because that gives us the idea that we are moving up something and that there is something to move up. Whereas really we're peeling back. Really we are just stepping back, being what we are at our core, and viewing and witnessing and observing everything from there. And that you already are. That is what you are when you have inaction going on in action. That is what you are. That presence is always there. Spending more time in the presence will keep your vibration high, will mean that everything else can come and go, but there's not so much attachment to it because you aren't grabbing onto it, you aren't associating. And when you don't grab and associate, things pass by, things flow through. You're letting go. Nothing sticks around for long. Don't let anything. The camera just fell over, so I think this is probably my cue to wrap things up. Fell over again, this really is it. I'm going to wrap it up here. Please do give the video a thumbs up if anything in it resonated at all. If you haven't subscribed, then please do so. We talk about spirituality, law of attraction, meditation, all that kind of stuff here. So namaste for now. Much love to you all. I will see you soon.